What is up, Norm Taku Nation? I'm underscore I love sports.
And I'm Beige Upholstery.
And we're the otakus of the night. You know, lately we've been making a lot of videos about why our life sucks. And, you know, today we're here to tell you that the videos we've made doesn't even begin to capture how much our life truly sucks and how much we're actually oppressed. And today we're here to tell you one of the worst parts about our life, and it's that we're normies. And it is extremely hard to exist while being a normie. It's almost like you're being oppressed into non-existence.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel...
You weirdos, you know, when you walk into a crowd, people will look at you and they'll be like, look at that weirdo, and maybe they'll laugh at you or whatever. When we walk into a crowd, we just blend in. It's like we're drowning almost in just a sea of normalcy, you know? No one can tell us different. It's almost like we don't have a personality. We don't have any, you know, interesting characteristics, and it's terrifying. You know, it's almost like we lose control. It's just we blend in so well. We're just like one giant mass of people and, like, you know, sharing one, you know, mindset.
Like
it's
a hive
terrifying.
mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, all you non-normies, you have something very special about you guys. You're each unique people who have their own traits, and that's a very likable thing in a person, you know. A person who has their own unique personality manages to stand out and kind of make a name for themselves. But normies like us have no defining traits at all. Normies like us just may as well not even be there because we're almost like filler people. Like, you know how in like a season of a TV show, there's like some episodes that contribute to the plot, and then there's some in the middle that are just like random episodes that like totally suck and have nothing to do with the overarching plot. Well, those filler episodes would be us because we're normies.
You know, when I walk into my office, my 9-to-5 job, in my cubicle, it almost feels like I'm just dissolving, you know? It's just, that is exactly where I'm supposed to be. That's the place, I have a job, I know what to do. I just know that everything I want to do with my life, and it's almost like, where's the excitement with all this just security?
Yeah, you know, we feel so comfortable, but, you know, it really sucks having a comfortable life. See our video, Why Living a Comfortable Life Isn't Comfortable. Or whatever it's called.
Yeah, see that video.
When we die, what will we be remembered for? That's a trick question. The answer is nothing.
Zilch. Zero. Nada.
And our lives will be in vain. And you know why that is? It's because we're normies. The reason why when normies die they won't be remembered for anything is because they're unremarkable and they don't do anything like us. All we do is we go to our office every day wearing a suit and a tie, we sit down and we do some accounting for a big capitalist firm, and then we come back home and we have a lot of sex, and then we go to sleep, and then we wake up the next day and repeat it.
And we watch some good old football in between.
Yeah, we love football.
When I was a kid, I loved superheroes. I mean, I don't like them anymore because, you know, I'm an adult, I have a job.
And we're normal.
Yeah, we don't have time for comic books or TV shows that aren't sports or like sitcoms.
Or Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So, you know, but I remember, you know, that a lot of these characters that would become superheroes have, you know, difficult lives, unfortunate circumstances, maybe they're a little weird or eccentric, you know, but us, we're just normal, extremely rich, extremely good-looking, you know, men. That would never happen to us, that we would never get picked to be a superhero, because we are just completely normal in every sense of the world, that there's nothing interesting or exciting about us. So there would never be any exciting, not just superhero, there would never be any exciting, you know, fictional film about us.
The fact that we have everything we want in life means that we don't have everything we want in life. A lot of people who come from unfortunate backgrounds who aren't normies, they at least from what we've seen, they tend to, you know, they tend to have a lot of stuff to compensate for that. They kind of propels them up and makes them really special. And people who come from successful backgrounds, you know, again, particularly not normie, but upper class, you know, obviously they already are successful. But what does that leave us, middle class normies? The answer is nothing. Because we don't have anything to compensate for, but we're not successful either. So we're just kind of stuck in this rut of the middle class and being normal.
I've noticed a lot of you weirdos have a hard time making friends because you feel like people can't relate to you. And as normies, we just want to say, you don't know the fucking half of it, okay? We have so many friends and it's such a mental strain because we have to remember their name. We have to remember where they work. We have to remember the name of their dog. We have to remember what the weather's like so we can have interesting goddamn conversations about the weather and about our pets. And at least, you can watch anime and watch some, like, crazy, futuristic...
Drown your woes away.
Yeah, exactly. A world that's not real, and it's a lot of imagination, but we have to deal in the real world. We don't have time for wimpy shit like anime. There's no escape. There's no running away from real life from us. There's nothing that we can use, to sort of release the pain of life. We deal with the pain of life right on in conversations about stocks.
Being a huge sports fan is really hard because that means that after every single sporting event, I have to go out and riot with my fellow normies. And it's just like a normie swarm, In one hand, I have my iPhone 7. In the other hand, I have my Budweiser. And I'm out there wearing a sports jersey, a sports hat, wearing like sweatpants and sneakers. And I'm just running around screaming, yeah! And it gets really tiring. I lose my voice. I wake up in the morning and I'm hungover and I'm all sore from running around the night before. And I lost one of my shoes. But, I'm super rich, so I can just buy it back. I also have a really big dick. But that's not the point. It's just so hard, and you don't even know the half of it.
Back in our youth, when we were in college, we joined a frat. And, all you weirdos out there, you may think, oh, like, that's cool. I wish I could join a frat. But we have a message for you, When you find... and you're able to make your friends, or maybe that one day when you get a girlfriend, but let's be real, like, that's never going to happen.
Right.
At least you'll have a genuine connection. There will be something there, and you'll enjoy each other for each other's personality and for your eccentricities, and you'll both just, like, enjoy each other's company. But us, our friends don't give a shit about us. That we joined a frat, and, there's nothing in common between us except the goddamn letters of the goddamn building! There's nothing else in common, okay? And that really hurts. You don't understand what it's like to have friends that don't really give a shit about you, and there's no sort of connection except just for something face fucking value. That I've never had a real interaction with everyone.
Do you understand how hard it is having so many girls constantly pining after you? And, maybe that would be okay if they weren't all normies. Now, at the gym that we frequent because we're really swole and we play a lot of sports, and we like to lift, and we like to exercise. A lot of girls see us working out there, and they all want to fuck us because it's almost like they know that our dicks are really huge or something. And I mean, also it really hurts because they want us for our dicks and not our personality. But that's besides the point. And we really wish that these normies would stop chasing us, and that we could finally date somebody, or just even be friends with somebody who isn't a normie, and it's somebody who could just come in and, like, fuck our lives up. But no, the only people who want us are normies!
And when you're lying in your deathbed and you're looking back on your life and thinking, I lived a pretty fulfilling life, that I did some things that weren't socially accepted, and, I did what was true and honest in my heart, and I lived a nice life. When we are on our deathbed, do you know what our last thoughts are gonna be? Well... one of mine is going to be, the beige ceilings that surround my cubicle.
Mine's going to be the asbestos in the ceiling above me at work.
Mine's going to be the fax machine that I go to every day to dial in Heather's number.
Mine's going to be the computer screen in front of me at work with Microsoft Excel on it.
I will have emblazoned in my mind the Abercrombie & Fitch logo on my shirts that I wear every single day of my life. This is the only store that I go to for my clothing.
I would have the NFL and the taste of Budweiser.
And our last thoughts before we die are going to be like, wow, our lives didn't really matter that much at all. That we didn't make much of an imprint on the world. We didn't live, to our heart's desire. We just did normal shit!
In the end, our lives will be meaningless and we'll die a worthless death. And because of that, we are oppressed. And one final reminder, we have mixed feelings about the stock market, but the stock market loves us because we're rich.